Hey guys, Austin Cindric just got his first Xfinity Series win at Watkins Glen International. It was a crazy finish between him and AJ Allmendinger, and you don't see AJ Allmendinger here in second. I'll tell you why in a second. But AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric were fighting. Cindric decided to pit and get 4 tires and fuel at the last caution because there was a huge crash, and Allmendinger stayed out. Cindric, he was back to 9th. Then more cautions kept coming out, and he was able to pass all the way up to 2nd, and then it went green from there on, and he was able to pass AJ Allmendinger for first and the win, and Austin Cindric and him made contact, but it was clean aggressiveness, rubbing his racing, and Austin Cindric beat AJ Allmendinger to get his first career Xfinity Series win, and it came at Watkins Glen. Now, AJ Allmendinger, who crossed the line second in the number 10 Colleague Racing Chevrolet Camaro, if you remember, he crossed the finish line third at the Daytona July race with the same car, number 10, for Colleague, and he got disqualified for having his car too low, so he finished last. He crossed the finish line second here at Watkins Glen, and now he got disqualified again, and he finishes... You guessed it, last. So AJ Allmendinger finishes last, 37th. That's how many cars there were in this race. So I feel bad for him. He was too low again, his car with the tires. And, yeah, so he finishes last again. Wow. AJ Allmendinger. Poor AJ Allmendinger. He also won the second stage, but I guess that won't count anymore now since he got disqualified and finishes last. So Christopher Bell gets second. Christopher Bell had a solid day, not usual Christopher Bell day, but he battled and got top 5 podium finish. Justin Allgaier took it 3 wide in the bus stop or inner loop, whatever you want to call it, and Chastain, I mean, it was 3 wide. Chastain got into him, shoved Allgaier into the wall, had kind of minor damage. He was able to bounce back to 3rd place. And yeah, so that's what's going to happen when you take it 3 wide. Allgaier should know better, but then Allgaier put Chastain into the tires, completely destroyed Ross Chastain's car, and he was out of the race with a DNF. Back for JD Motorsports in the 4, and Justin Allgaier just destroyed him. Really, really unfair. That was not the right move for Justin Allgaier. Come on, you put yourself and him in a bad situation. You know what's going to go on. Even Chastain got damage from that first incident anyways, so, you know, just not a good move by Justin Allgaier. Ryan Blaney, another Cup driver in here with Kyle Busch and Ryan Preece, and you could count Allmendinger. He gets 4th. He had a decent day. You know, it was okay for Penske. He got 4th. Tyler Reddick had a horrendous day, but ends up 5th with the top 5. That's crazy. He kept missing the bus stop. He got in the grass on the first lap and missed the bus stop on the first lap, and then missed the bus stop later in the race as well. And so yeah, he broke the transmission in like practice. And yeah, he got into the grass on the first lap, got grass all over his grill. He had to pit, and that made Chase Briscoe pit too, since he got grass on his grill too, since he was right behind Reddick, and then Chase Briscoe pitted too, and Chase Briscoe ends up getting 6th, so that's good. Another top 10 finish for last week's winner at Iowa. Cole Custer gets 7th. Cole Custer had to go to a backup car with a hard hit in practice with his Go Bowling car. And yeah, so he said he would be happy if he gets a top 10, and he got a top 10 with that backup car, which is actually their primary for the Charlotte Roval, which is a playoff race later this year, and they got a top 10 with it. So that's really good. And good thing he didn't wreck it, so they didn't have to make another car and stuff. So yeah, he was really mad at himself that he crashed it in practice, but he gets a top 10, so good job. Mike Lynette gets 8th, a solid, quiet day. A really quiet day for Noah Gragson, running around 15th all day. He gets 9th. Ryan Preece gets 10th. He was in the top 5 for a while and gets a top 10 finish. That's good. Jeremy Clements had a really strong day, qualified 11th. And yeah, so I'm really happy that Jeremy Clements got 11th. You know, that team kind of upgraded themselves with getting cars from Chip Ganassi Racing, which doesn't have an Xfinity Series team anymore because of sponsorship issues. And yeah, Jeremy Clements gets 11th. Really happy for him. John Hunter Nemechek gets 12th. A pretty solid day for GMS. Scott Heckert 13th for BJ McLeod Motorsports. Really solid day. He was up to 10th and 9th in the top 10 all day. He was actually a Toyota. I don't know why it says Chevy there. But yeah, Solid day for that road course ringer right there. Justin Haley 14th. Justin Haley, Chase Briscoe took him out on turn 1 in one of the late race cautions, but I don't blame Briscoe. I mean, they were in a bad situation, and that took out Josh Bilicki, who was having a really solid day. Ran into him, made huge damage on both Haley and Bilicki. Brandon Jones spun in that crash, who finished 17th, and unfortunate for Justin Haley, and Briscoe kind of caused it, who finished 6th. Gray Goulding 15th, another solid day, got into the top 5 for a while actually with pit strategy. Alex LeBay 16th, solid day. Brandon Jones was in the top 10 for a while today for pretty much the whole race, but spun in that late race caution and finishes 17th. Brandon Brown 18th. He had trouble. He kind of missed the bus stop, but not to where he had to stop. He was just bawling in the grass. He had to pit with the grill grass all over the grill. Josh Williams 19th. Stephen Light 20th, Cody Ware 21st, Ray Black Jr. 22nd, tied his best finish this year as 11th at Iowa last week. Stanton Barrett gets 23rd, Garrett Smithley gets 24th, Dan Corcoran gets 25th, Josh Bilicki, I already said, he gets 26th. He had a really good qualifying session. He qualified really well. They could do group qualifying here at the road courses. And speaking of qualifying, Chase Elliott just got the pole for the Cup Series race that's tomorrow at Watkins Glen, same place this was. And so really happy for Chase Elliott, gets the pole, his 7th career pole. And him and William Byron are on the front row. That's like the 3rd time this year, the 9 and the 24 on the front row in that order. Hendrick Motorsports. Yes. So Josh Bilicki got damaged, finishes 26th, did not show how impressive he was all day long. BJ McLeod, 27th. Tommy Joe Martin's 28th, his first race this year with MBM Motorsports, usually for BJ McLeod Motorsports, but he switched over to the 66 car, finishes 28th. He had some damage in the race as well. David Starr, 29th. Well, Tommy Joe Martin's, he's like missed turn 1, hit one of the Johnny Davis cars and caused damage. It was crazy. And that caused a caution pretty fairly late in the race. So David Starr 29th, Ryan Sieg 30th. I guess he got caught up in one of the... He spun. Something happened to him. He spun, and that caused him to be 30th, but he was in top 15, top 10 all day. Another solid day, but not a solid finish. Kyle Busch gets 31st. Kyle Busch won the first stage. He started on the pole. I thought he was going to win this race, but actually my pick for the Xfinity driver who would win was Cindric, but I thought Kyle would beat him, but... luckily, I was right in one way with Cindric winning, and Kyle Busch gets 31st because he broke something with the tire, and they couldn't fix it. He had to be sent to the garage. He was taking the lead back from Ryan Blaney and just kind of went straight, almost at the wall, but he didn't. And he had a problem, mechanical failure, and gets 31st. Chad Fincham 32nd, Ross Chastain 33rd. I already said he got demolished thanks to Justin Allgaier. Justin Allgaier said he and Ross have a rocky relationship and that he meant to spin him, but he didn't meant to destroy his car. But I mean, he put himself in a bad situation. Allgaier did anyway in the first incident, and that caused Allgaier to get spun and some damage. Chastain got damage in that as well. Joey Gase 35th, JJ Yeley 34th, Joey Gase 35th, JJ Yeley 36th, Vinnie Miller, who crashed in qualifying, and 37th, AJ Allmendinger, who got DQ, disqualified after crossing the finish line, 2nd, who won the second stage. A really strong day for AJ Allmendinger. He started 7th, but he gets disqualified for the second time this year, for his second race this year in that same 10 Colleague Racing car after he finished, he crossed the finish line 3rd at Daytona, but he got disqualified and finished last there as well. Too low. The car was too low both times. Austin Cindric, crazy finish. Beating and banging, rubbing fenders, bumping. I thought Austin Cindric was going to completely dump Allmendinger, and then I thought Allmendinger was going to completely dump Cindric. Cindric got shoved wide, and then Allmendinger missed the corner coming to the last lap, and then Cindric was able to pass him, and Allmendinger couldn't pass him. Then Cindric wins. Fresher tires worked. I was surprised. I thought when they pitted there and got 4 tires in fuel, he was completely done. He was restarting 9th, but cautions worked in his favor to pass bunches of cars and then run down AJ Allmendinger with older tires, and yeah, pass him cleanly but rough at the same time, Allmendinger says, and it's true. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.